What is up, guys? It is Darryl59 here. I thought I'd do a different video for you guys today. Just talk about what I actually do as a day job. So my day job, day in, day out, is a mechanic for Hyundai. So this is my classic 96 in Storm Grey. What we're going to do is just run through what I've got in the box and how long I've been in the trade and how I got into the trade. So, and I mean, when I started, I was 16. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do A-levels. This is in the UK. I didn't want to go to university. So I figured I would start training as a mechanic. So at the age of 16, I signed up at a college and trained for 3 years to be a mechanic. I rang this place here. I work at Hyundai. And they took me on as an entry-level technician. Now, I worked my way up from certified to expert, and then now I'm in master status. You have to refresh your master status every year. So we'll refresh that quite soon. So yeah, the classic 96. Now I've had 3 boxes before that. One of the guys in the workshops actually had my first box, but the box I had before this was the Guy Martin stack. Now the Guy Martin stack was awesome. It sat to about here, eye level, really good, but it didn't have any usable workspace, which is why I ended up buying the classic 96. You've got, I believe, 73 inches here of work surface. Pick and choose what you put on it. I put a few things on it. I've got the Snap-on chargers over here, along my Draper charger for my gun. I've got the mat here from Snap-on. I will put the product number for this down below, but your dealer will have to order. I think it comes in a pack of 20. They're not expensive. I think about £20 for that. I use that every day. Another Bose SoundLink 3. Now you guys have seen that in the desktop video. I do recommend you get that. I use it every day, and the sound in here is amazing considering it's such a large area. Behind it here, we've got the Sealy bench grinder. Now Sealy just brought out this bench grinder. It's really handy. It's a 3-pin socket, so it plugs straight into the wall. Really, really good for like small things like keys, key weights. It's really good as well for sharpening drill bits. We do have a bigger bench grinder here, but I just wanted a personal one for my work surface. So beneath it, we've got my laptop, my HP laptop. Now I use this for the System 360, which is our Hyundai system to check vehicles in and out, just to see obviously daily updates, what I've got, what jobs I've got in for the day. And obviously I can access systems from this and my emails from this. So getting into the box, on the right hand side here, if we just do the first drawer down. So we've got these Blue Point ratcheting spanners, and the spanners I've got behind are a mismatch. They're just normal spanners. I do need to get the Snap-on version, but the £350 price tag does put me off, so I think I will buy some non-branded, considering I don't really need Snap-on spanners. I don't really use normal ones that much. I usually use the ratcheting. We've got the Snap-on soldering iron here. Now the Snap-on soldering iron, you used to have the Blue Point one, but this one's awesome. It just heats up the solder in about 3 seconds, and it sticks onto anything. So if I just grab it and show you guys, so obviously it sticks onto any work surface, heats up in about 3 seconds. Beneath it, we've got the universal plastic repair set, along with the soldering iron and just bits and bobs there. That's the first drawer down. Second drawer down. Now this is sort of like the office supply drawer. Now we've got my torches here. So we've got the Snap-on pencil torch here. This is the Snap-on UV torch. And we've got the Draper torch here. Now these are done by Coast, they're not done by Snap-on, they are subcontracted to Coast, and Snap-on just put their branding on it, so you can buy them direct from Coast. I've got my clipboard and just markers and things, utility knife, DC tester, and my brake fluid tester. Now this is a really good bit of kit. I recommend you guys get this. So it's not that expensive from the dealer. I think I paid £50 for it. And obviously you can do all the brake fluids, just dip that in, the lights will show. There's the part number for that. It's really good visual aid, especially on VHCs. Customers just do want to see that their brake fluid does require replacing, because most of them just fob it off and don't believe you. But as soon as they see that bit of kit, they usually get the work done. So the drawer down from that, we've got the brake spanners down here and long handled spanners down here. So ring spanners, sorry. Use those quite a lot. They're really good for like if you do aux belts and things. Just prying that back, the tension on that's really handy to have something like that. Now these weren't expensive, these are Nielsen's. The Snap-on ones wouldn't set you back, I think, about £250. I think, don't quote me, but I think these are £25 for the whole set. So I'm really, really happy with that. And again, I'll put that in the description down below. Beside of that, we've got the Blue Point plumber's plier set. Now this set comes in a foam tray, but it didn't fit in the depth of the drawer, so the foam trays had to go home. I use these every day. These are really good for removing oil filters, things like that. Pushing brakes, the brake calipers back after when you're doing pads. So I would recommend getting this set, and this set's not that expensive from Blue Point. I think it set me back like £70 or something. On top of that, we've got a hog ring set. Now the hog ring set's really good for seats. So when you're removing covers off seats for warranty work and things, instead of zip tying them back on like most people do, this set here hog ties them, so it's just like factory fit. Just pulls it a lot tighter. Sorry. Beneath that, obviously, we've got the standard bolt drawer, just in case you ruin anything and you need that to be, you need new bolts and things. So just a full drawer of that. Now beneath that, we've got my punch set. So my punch set's down here. We've also got like obviously little bits of extensions and stuff that I just collected over the years that I don't need anymore. So I put it in there in case I need to like hammer something in without damaging my other kit. So I've got 2 pairs of gloves back here. We've got the Snap-on Instinct gloves, and I've just got some cheap thick gloves for doing exhaust work, because you do burn through gloves, especially on exhaust work. Beneath that, I've got the Draper Air chisel. Obviously all the bits of the air chisel are here, and the Draper drill. And the Draper drill charges up here. I've got a really good bit of kit, especially when you don't actually use a drill that much. Next to it, I've got the Bosch inspection camera. Now this inspection camera is really good, and it's a really good price. I think it's about £100, but again, like the Snap-on one or similar was about £250, £300. So you got a nice clear display there, and a good length of camera cable. So if we go beneath that, here we've got the Snap-on gun drawer. Now, obviously, I still need the 1/2-inch air gun. I actually, in my whole 5 years of being here, I actually haven't needed to use an air gun. If I have, I've borrowed one once or twice. But I bought this when it first came out, which is crazy. I think it was about 3.5 years ago. That had just come out, but they've just released a new one, so I will be looking at that. But I don't like the price tag on the new one. It's $750, I believe it is. We've got the batteries for the other guns. 14-4 set. Now, guys, I recommend you get the 14-4 set. I use this gun every day, day in, day out. When I need it repaired, I think the bill's only £50 for Snap-on, and they usually send you out a brand new gun, so you literally can't go wrong with that set. I've got the battery wrench back here, the 14-4. They do a long-handled one, but the short-handled one's perfect for what I need it to do. I will end up getting the long-handled one, but again, it's just money, and do I need it at the moment? No. Got the 3/8 air gun beneath it, and obviously the blowtorch. Now they do 2 different blowtorches, I believe. This is the low-powered blowtorch, but then you've got the high-powered blowtorch, which is only a little bit more expensive. That's really good for seize bolts and things, and you just fill it up from the nozzle beneath with lighter fluid. The drawer underneath here, it's just bits from my cars that I've had, that I've moved and put aftermarket bits on, so I've just got bits in there and paperwork from work. So let's start down and go up with the main drawers. So the main drawers down here, the very bottom drawer down here, I've got basically all bits of kit that I need. Compression testers, rethread kits, we've got a pin removal set down here. This pin removal set was from, I believe it's from eBay. I'll link that as well. It wasn't that expensive, I believe it was like £30, but it's really good for all the pins that we have. I've never had one that it can't do. They're applicable for most vehicles that we do. So next to it, I've just bought this. This is the advanced Snap-on multimeter that has a Bluetooth setting as well on it, which is really good. I could do another video on that, but there's plenty on YouTube for videos like that. Has a nice clear display screen, color display, so you can see everything. Yeah, it's just a really nice set. I did have the Snap-on multimeter where you had to select before, not the auto ranging, but that was traded in against this one, so I got a really good price on this one. It wasn't that expensive either. I think this one was £100 when I traded. So yeah, we've got the hose clamp set as well. Sorry guys, this was only about 40 or 50 pounds. I only buy things like this when they're on offer because I can't really justify the full price that Snap-on charge for that, but that was on the offer sheet. Now I am finding a lot of the time that the Snap-on offer sheet is getting less and less offers on there, so I'm buying not that much off there anymore. Just my dealer's got really good prices. So if you go in the drawer above, we've got quite a variety in here. We've got bolts off my car, clutch alignment tool. That's the first very clutch alignment tool I ever bought when I was a technician. It was my first ever purchase. It was actually like £10 on eBay, but I've used it quite a lot. In the corner we've got a universal clutch alignment tool. Bit of high voltage kit here, the voltage continuity tester for hybrid vehicles. Also got nuts and bolts, odds and sods in there, a rivet, AC to DC amp clamp, really good for finding parasitic drains. Put that around the battery terminal and you can tell straight away if you've got a drain. I'd recommend you guys get one of these, but they are quite expensive to get a really good one, which you need to get a really good reading. We've got pin tension tools, brake disc measuring kit. They're really good as well for VHCs, so you can show people literally what their brakes are like and they can see visually if they need them replacing or not. Drill bits. Now I always carry one of these. Now whenever I get rid of a mirror, we do a mirror job on a customer's car, I take these and put them in my box, because when you're doing like a manifold or something, you can't see something, these mirrors are huge and you can literally put them flat behind the back of the engine and you can see everything on that manifold. So I use that quite a lot. So whenever they smash, I just always have another one there. So universal O-ring kit for air conditioning systems. We got compression testing kit down there, mini ratchet kit. I've got another mini ratchet kit, we'll talk about that later, it's in our top drawer, I use that more. Right angle air grinder and cone cutters, first aid kit, Lambda socket set as well. Now this is on Amazon as well. This is a really good price, I think it's like £10 and it beats Snap-on like hell. So these, use them all the time, they're exactly the same as Snap-on kit. The layout is the same as the Snap-on Blue Point kit, but this is £10 and the Blue Point one's 50 I believe, or something ridiculous. So drawer above that, we've got these are the really old pry bars. So these are the first ever pry bars I bought, and I actually bought them off my dealer because he wanted to upgrade. So he sold me his old pry bars to upgrade. Now since bringing these out, they brought ones out with the metal tips on the end, and then they've changed the design recently so they're more ovaled and they still have the metal tips on the end. Above that, another new purchase that I've just done, which is the long-handed instinct grip pick set. Now these are really good if you're doing say you take a door card off and you need to get a cable off inside the door card but you can't really reach it, they're really good for that. But above that's just a template kit that I use for all our vehicles. So to use the factory OEM drill points in the back, so when you're making plates up, drill straight through that. It's a really good idea for anyone who works in dealership. You can just write all the cars on there, drill them straight through, and you know you've got perfect holes there. So on the left side of that, again, another Amazon purchase. I actually ended up buying these, and when I first started 5 years ago, and I've used them daily ever since. These are long-handed plier set. So we've got different pliers there. We've got hose pliers, straight pliers, 90 degree bend pliers, and we've also got a pry bar here that I just used for whacking. So I've obviously got the Snap-on pry bars and don't want to damage them. So above that, I've got the Blue Point grip set. I was going to go for the Irwin Vice grip set, but these were on offer from Snap-on. This whole set cost me £90, so I figured, why not? And they are warranted as well, so if I break them, they can replace them. Along with the pick set here. Now this pick set's really good as well from Snap-on. Good for gearboxes, getting the circuit pliers off gearboxes and things. That's all I really use it for. I don't really do any other jobs where I would need circuit pliers. Just a little cheap set here. Again, I bought this when I first started 5 years ago. It's just a little cheap Bergen Tools pick set. Now that set there cost me about £6.99 5 years ago, and I've still got it to this day. It just means that if I ever have a pick or I need to grind a pick down to get into a certain gap or something, which I have done with things like this one here, to get a certain pin out or something, I can do that and not have to worry about damaging expensive kit or kit that I don't want damaging. So above that, now I have got quite a few of these missing. Most of them are in on jobs at the moment, so they're dotted around the site. I am on quite a few jobs at the moment, so I have got quite a few bits of kit left around. I should have really pulled them together, but this set here, again, I bought this, my first ever van purchase from Snap-on, and I think he charged me £70 including VAT for this entire set. The same with this set, and I've used them ever since. Really, really good sets. So this is a really good set from Snap-on. This is the small file set, part number here. Now I use this set every day. We have like recalls and things where we file things down, and just really intricate filing that you need to do. So the big files do leave quite a rough edge, but these ones really, really smooth. I'm really happy with that set. So we've also got the Halfords Advanced. Now Halfords Advanced, I really do rate. This is in the UK. I really do rate their kit, especially when it's lifetime warranty and it's so cheap. I think that whole set cost me about £15, and it's the ratcheting screwdriver. So you've got the flexi head here, which is very long, and straight head, short head, long head, deep head, and also the bit set here. Again, another mirror. Used it, as I say, I take them all the time, so we've got them in my box quite a lot. A knife here, another standing blade, obviously PPE, Dremel kit. So this is my screwdriver drawer. Now I do like Instinct and I do like red, as you can tell. So we've got long-handed screwdrivers here, long screwdrivers here, sorry, Phillips and straight. Again, Torx here, long. And we've got trim tools here, one long, two short, one long pick set here, screwdriver set, more pick sets, normal set here. I have actually replaced these with the, I think they're called posies on the end. This set here, I use that quite regularly, and the short Torx set back here. We've got the radio keys here, and these are really, really good, especially if I use them on my car all the time, getting the radio out and in, so they're really, really good. And they were really cheap. I think they're only £10–15 when they're on the flyer. I would wait until they're on the Snap-on or Blue Point flyer rather than getting them straight away. So finally in my box here, top box here, we've got all the impacts on the right side here. Now the impacts are all here. We've got half, 3/8, quarter, half, 3/8, quarter, VW sockets. We've got quarter like bit sets. That comes with the Blue Point service kits. So I would recommend getting the Blue Point service kits, especially when you first start out. They're really, really handy, and they're a really good price, and you get everything in them. You get the ratchets, you get the extensions, you get the sockets, and you get the bit set. So speaking of extensions, we've got quarter, 3/8, and half. Now my quarter do have the flex heads on them. If you are thinking about getting these, I would get flex heads. You will use them a lot more than you use these ones. The straight ones are good, but they're not as good as the flex head ones. You can have them straight or just push them off a little bit, and you get that flexible movement on top of the socket, which is good for tight gaps. Beneath it here, we've got the low profile socket set. Next to it, we have the 1/4 inch socket set. Now that was also on offer from the flyer. That was £110 from the flyer. It's usually, I believe my dealer said 250, but whether that's true or not. At the top here, we've got my hub nut sockets and spark plug sockets for different spark plugs. Minis, obviously, they have different spark plug sockets for minis and different vehicles. Again, from the Blue Point set, 21 to 24s. I've got two 21s. I think I actually ended up losing one, so I bought another one. So yeah, we've got impacts here. We've also got 3/8 bit sets. Now you get them as part of the service kit, like I said. Do get the service kits. They are really good value for money. Now this is the bit set that I wanted to talk about. I bought this recently. Now that you can get this from Amazon, and they're on offer at the moment on Amazon UK, and they are, I believe, £10. The Snap-on and Max version are about 150, and they're just not worth it in comparison. So what you get is you get like your low profile tool here, so you can put your bits in there, and they sit loads lower. And you've also got a ratcheting end here with the different flick ends. color coded as well, so it's really easy to spot which ones you need, and you know that everything is in the set when you finish with it. When you're finishing it, obviously tool just clips in and it fits all nicely in your toolbox. Now that set is £9. I would recommend you do that. I use that a lot on dashes. It's just a really handy set to have. So, torque wrenches. So I've got 1/2 inch and quarter. My 3/8 one broke and I've thrown that away. That's on order with Snap-on. I will get a Snap-on one, but the quarter one, I recommend you get a I use the Tool Zone one. It was, I think it's £25 on Amazon, in comparison to like £150 for the Snap-on variant. Another good bit of kit that I really want to talk about is these. These are the swivel head impact sockets. Now I use these all the time on gearboxes, so much so that the teeth have actually worn down the 14, and I had that on order under warranty. Yeah, really good set. Now when I first bought them, when I first started in the trade, I bought that set for about £110. Snap-on is now selling that set for about £320, so you can see people quite like it, and as people quite like it, they put the prices up. So at the top here we've got my ratchets. So I've got my 1/2 inch and I've got a 3/8 long ratchet. I've got a few 3/8s and a few quarters. Back here we've got the 2 magnets and a bar at the back. I mean, most of this kit was collected over a 5-year period. I've not built my kit up huge, just bit by bit, and taking it a bit at a time. You can end up running up quite a hefty bill with Snap-on and things like that, so I would just take it easy, and what I would say is, when you use someone's kit, buy that kit more than 5 times. That was my rule when I first started, so if I borrowed it more than 5 times, I would buy it. That said, I've borrowed an air gun more than 5 times, so I do need to buy one of those. So this is the Snap-on trim set, really good for fascias of dashes, little things like, if you use the metal trim tools, you will damage stuff, so just use this set. It's like £40 from Snap-on. If you don't want to get a Snap-on one, you see half of these are non-Snap-on. When I first started, I bought this set on eBay for £7. It ended up like bits breaking, so I ended up buying the Snap-on one. When bits broke from the Snap-on one, merged the 2 kits together, and it still works perfectly fine, so I'm not changing that. Draw phone down from that, we've just got hammers. Completely decimated that over time, just used it. The 2 plastic end caps have come off it, so that needs to be replaced. That was a Thor. 2 ball peen, and one of the Snap-on variants. I do really like this hammer. I use it mostly, so we will be doing is replacing these 2 with the Snap-on. So obviously down there we've just got a drawer full of the cables for all the equipment. Do our job and charge the kit. So yeah, the torches again. Let me just speak about the torches, because everyone's going to know about torches. So I had the Snap-on put light before, paid £110 for it. It was the metal variant, not the plastic variant. The plastic put lights are cheaper, but the metal variants were £120 to me. I ended up picking this up. Now this is from a Mac dealer, and you can buy them on Amazon, yep. And I'll link it in the description below. This was £50, and it's brighter and lasts longer than the Snap-on and is metal. So I believe that basically Snap-on, the value for money for that torch isn't there, and there are other brands that outperform it for less money. This is one of those. Now it comes in red, orange, yellow, black and blue, I believe. But yeah, I'll link that in the description. Don't get the Snap-on one. I had the Snap-on one, I ended up selling it to get this one, because when I got this one I never used the Snap-on, so it's pointless keeping it. That said, I do use my Snap-on head torch quite a lot. Now this is the magnetic puck head torch version. The issue that I'm finding with this torch here is the magnet is too strong, and it's actually ripping itself off the back of the head torch. Now that is something that I've actually spoke about with my dealer, and my dealers spoke out with Snap-on. They're going to warrant that, but I'll just really look out for that one in the future. Everything else on the toolbox has been talked about. The only other thing we've got, obviously, we've got the iPad. That's for the vehicle systems here, video VHCs and things like that. We have to do videos with all our vehicles when they come in for servicing, to show the customers what they need and how what condition their vehicle's in. So finally, obviously, I've got the snap-on fans. I got those with the toolbox when I bought the toolbox. And you guys are gonna ask, how much did I pay for the toolbox? Well, the toolbox lists, I believe, at about £6,500. I did not pay that. I did not pay that for my Guy Martin either. What I did is slowly trade it up. Now, what I'd recommend you guys do is get like a stack, pay the stack off, and then when you get something like this, the price of the stack is usually paid back by the dealer. So I think I ended up, this whole box cost me about £1,500, £2,000 all in. So that's what I'd recommend you guys do. So yeah, that's what I do as a day job. I'm a technician. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's completely different, like a setting to the other videos. Just something a bit different. Give it a thumbs up and a rating, and subscribe if you guys want to see any more of these videos. If you have any questions, just drop them down below. Or if you guys think I should buy any kit that you think's really good, if you drop that down below, that would really help out. Alright guys, well, see you in the next video.